Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in. In today's video, I am going to use this farmhouse chicken wire decor inspired decoration. This wood block I purchased from Goodwill for $2.99. It's pretty thick. And this is a pumpkin wire that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, 40% off. And what I am going to do is create some type of floral arrangement using this wired pumpkin and this board. So now I am deciding on what color I want to use as far as to painting this wood board. The color that the blue color that you see is a apple barrel matte version, and the color name is True Navy. The second color that you see me using my heat gun to dry is a Oops color that a Oops paint that I purchased from Home Depot, and the color is called Bright Star, and it is part of the Glidden family color line, and the finish is in satin. Okay, so with this particular color, I painted the whole entire board, the sides, and front and back. And off camera, I did use my heat gun to dry the color and also apply a second coat and let it sit and dry for about an hour. Okay, now that it has been an hour for this wood board to dry, I am eyeball measuring the placement of this wired pumpkin to make sure visually it looks even on both sides. Now I was going to use these here. There was something that we had when we was doing a project as far as to finishing our basement. I can't remember what it was for. I think it might have been for wire placement to hold something. Who knows? You could probably purchase those at any type of hardware store or maybe even Walmart. But I did get those from Home Depot. So I had to scratch what I was going to use, that little two-prong nail thing. And I decided, why not just go ahead and staple it? I should be able to staple it. And it should be secure in placement. So as you can see, I am using my staple gun to place this. And I'm sorry for that, but I did have to kind of sometimes when I use the staple gun on project, it doesn't go staple all the way through or as far as I would like it. So sometimes I do have to kind of tap it or tack it down a little bit more. But in essence of that, using the staple gun, it does hold the pumpkin in place. So I'm just going to move forward with just stapling it and using that to secure the pumpkin on the board. Okay, so now what I'm doing is inserting one of these green floral foam boards that you can use to kind of attach flowers to. I'm eyeballing to make sure that it is in the middle, and I'm going to hot glue this foam board to the wood board so I can make sure that it stays in place and the flowers, it would not have so much movement side to side when I place the flowers inside the foam board. Okay, so this is a flower that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. It was $4.99, $3.99 or $4.99 with 40% off for their fall collection of 2024. What I'm doing is I'm disassembling the arrangement. I'm going to use everything that came with it, but I'm just going to add it in different parts of the foam board. I like to disassemble these instead of just using the whole entire thing as far as just all together for projects that I do. Now sometimes you might see me use it, but with this one I did not. I did not use the whole entire flower as one decoration as far as to just adding it to the foam board is what I was trying to say. Okay, so this particular flower here is another flower that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I am going to disassemble this one as well and just add it to different places also on this arrangement. Okay, so some of the green leaves from that flower that I just showed you, I'm going to add to the arrangement in different places instead of just having it attached to the main portion of the purple flower. I think that will be a better look versus trying to take the different pieces and just adding it as a large design. And as you can see, me disassembling by cutting some of the leaves off, and it was fairly easy to cut some of those off. I just used some wire cutters, and when it came to some of the specific leaves, I just used scissors. Some of these flowers that I got from Hobby Lobby as well, these neutral colored berries, I guess that's what you would call them. I'm adding some of those into the arrangement as well. Basically, majority of all the flowers that I used came from Hobby Lobby. And this is another Hobby Lobby flower that I purchased, and I like the blue tone in this particular flower, so I'm just keeping a routine of disassembling the flower, adding it to different places that I feel that flows with the arrangement. After adding these blue flowers to the top, I was like, oh, I don't know, I might need to remove these. It makes it look so big, but I decided just to keep it the way that it is because I will be adding more flowers to the arrangement. And I did purchase more than one of this silvery pumpkin arrangement, so I'll be using a second one, some of the flowers from the second one as well, but I'm trusting the process. So looking at the flower, I need to add a little bit more green or greenery to this arrangement. So this particular flower here that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, I'm going to disassemble this as well and add it to different places within this arrangement. Okay, so share time. I am not a person that is well versed in flower names when it comes to their scientific name or maybe their alias or their nicknames. I do have a couple of family members, and if they're watching this video, they'll know exactly who I'm referring to. But they can tell you their nickname and their scientific name. But the both of them, if I could send them a picture like, what is this? And they'll say, oh, this is a such and such and such a type flower. I think that is so cute. But me personally, I do love my indoor plants, and I'm just not that type of person or that individual that could just say, oh, this is a such and such a flower that I'm adding to this arrangement. I was contemplating if I should keep this particular arrangement or this particular flower at the bottom, even though it is protruding out, but I decided to go ahead and keep it, and I'm just going to add another one of these particular flowers on the opposite side. So the flowers that I started working with in the beginning of this video or this arrangement, I'm making sure to add to the opposite side as well, so everything can have an even flow. That way the arrangement won't have certain type of flowers on one side and something different, and to me that might give it a little tacky look. So there, I want everything to have a great evenly flow as far as to design and similarity when it comes to the floral arrangements or the different faux plants that I'm using. I found these acorns that have some of the orange and yellow tones that's similar to the stems with the little berries on the end here. So I'm going to add some of these as well. Okay, so what I'm doing is I wanted to see if adding a rope feature to the stem would look nice, and I did decide to go with this. I did not want to add any ribbon on this project because I think the ribbon would just not complement the arrangement. So what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping the rope around the stem and using hot glue for each end and making sure I'm wrapping the rope tightly around the stem. However, I do recommend that you use some type of protection for your fingers because as you can see, I did burn my fingertip with the hot glue. So I recommend to use some type of protection for your fingers or something where when you're hot gluing the rope to this stem, you can use it to hold the rope in place. Okay, now that we have the arrangements and also the rope added to the stem, what I'm doing is taking some Dollar Tree peat moss that I purchased, and I'm just adding it to the green foam board that you can visually see if you were to be looking at the plant, even though visually from the video wise you don't see the foam board, but if you were to look at it in person you could see spots of the foam board. So I'm just using this moss to cover any of those areas that I did not have a flower added to. And while doing this, I'm just adding hot glue to the area, taking some type of stick and add the moss to it, and just using the stick to make sure that it stays down and it holds in place and when it's drying. And I'm just making sure to add more of the moss so the arrangement can look much fuller as far as to the coverage of that foam board. Okay, so now we're nearing to the end of the project. I did forget to add the moss to the top of the arrangement when I was recording the video, but off camera I did added it, and I added some of the moss around the pumpkin and also to other areas so you can kind of visually see the moss as a decoration within itself instead of just covering the whole entire floral foam board. And now I'm just trimming back some of the moss or any other of the plants that's kind of protruding or sticking out, and I'm doing some cleanup as well. And here's the finished look. I think it turned out so beautifully and I'm very proud of myself. I patted myself on the back actually. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and have a great day.